Let Leta take you on a journey of faith, life, travel, and interior design. Take your life out of the status quo and into 2020. Status Life with Leta is brought to you by Status Home Design and by the law office of Derek M. Hayes at 404-777-HURT.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Status Life with Leta on Business RadioX. We are broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio in the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. On every episode of Status Life with Leta, we take you on a journey of faith, life, travel, and interior design. We want to take your life out of the status quo and into 2020. My name is Derek Hayes, and it's my pleasure to introduce the star of the show, Miss Leta Brooks. Good afternoon, Leta.
Hi, good afternoon.
Always great to see you.
Thank you.
Well, before we begin, a quick reminder that Status Life with Leta is brought to you by our many, many sponsors, and I'd like to take time to thank each one of those. Status Home Design, your one-stop shop for all your home and gift needs. The Status Market, shop online now at www.thestatusmarket.com. The Man Cave Store, and the Law Office of Derek M. Hayes. Injured in Georgia? Make the right call to the Law Office of Derek M. Hayes at 404-777-HURT. All right, let's get started. We got a little recap to do first.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's been an interesting and very, very busy last few weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we haven't stopped for a second. I know you haven't, and I never do anyway, but... Exactly. No. And that's the point of the podcast, right? This is Status Life with Leta, and we are here to, tell everybody about life. And life for you and I is extremely busy.
Yeah, and I'm even seeing you work lots of long, long hours.
It just has. Kids are in sports. The 4 businesses that I currently own, everyone is booming. Every single one of them.
And the top of that list before those businesses is mom.
Well, yeah, I led with the kids.
I know,
and
that's it.
I've got one home sick today.
That's a full-time job anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Just handling them, handling sports. And it's in the past when the retail's been really good, maybe the interior design was a little more quiet. We just launched the e-commerce store. And, of course, there's the blog and the podcast, and all 4 of those entities are just going full speed right now. So it's a lot. It's exciting. This is not something to complain about, right? If any one of these was kind of flailing, that would be something to worry about. The fact that they are all going at level 10 speed. We can't keep merchandise in the store. We can't keep merchandise on the e-commerce store. People are shopping.
Yeah, coming out of the shutdown, it's amazing how quickly things have picked back up again.
We ended the third quarter is our highest one ever. Coming out of a 2-month shutdown, we are entering the fourth quarter today. I can't believe it. We had fourth quarter numbers in the third quarter. So I can't wait to see what this holiday season is going to look like for the retail store. I am in the right business now.
Yeah, exactly. So. And on a side note, you mentioned retail growth per year. A good year is measured in like 2 or 3%. Is that right?
A really good year would be 4%.
4%.
If you have had a 4% growth, whoa, how many weeks ago was it? I'm trying to think when I ran that report. We were up.
It was May, wasn't it, or June somewhere?
Well, we came back in May. It was mid-July because I brought these numbers to a staff meeting. In mid-July, not only had we made up the deficit, but we were up 17%.
Wow.
So if 4 is a good year, I mean, 5 would be a record year. 17% plus the 2-month deficit.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah, 4% is considered great growth, and you're at 17. Well, that's phenomenal growth. Well, besides that, you're busy with store customers, the live sales, e-commerce. I mean, the list goes on and on.
And you're busy too. I mean, you've got you are an attorney. You have your own practice. Yeah, you're working just as long hours as I am. So I even asked you to come home early last night and help me clean out the garage. And somebody stayed at work too long.
Well, I'm not supposed to get reprimanded on the air, I don't think.
I can do it on the air, right? I can't get in trouble. I have a captive audience.
I should have been there a little earlier, but I got stuck.
You're stuck. And again, you have your clients, and this is what you do. I mean, your mission in life, just as mine, is to help people, and I know you are there 100% for your clients.
Well, that's
Even
it.
if my garage doesn't get cleaned out, that does not matter.
Yeah, I'm notorious for making that last call,
and that is okay.
As I go through the list of return calls, I'll try and get every one of them done.
You're not really in trouble.
Thank you. Well, I know you're doing a huge health and wellness series. We've been kind of wrapped up in the last several weeks. We had Crystal We covered lots of things with exercise and food prep, those kinds of things, and isogenics. But catch us up on all the physical changes and the changes you've made specifically for you.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been life-changing, and I wanted to do this for myself. I wanted to get healthier, which is why we did this series, and I'm in it. And so I can report. I hope those of you who are doing it with me are seeing the same changes. Please send me your feedback. If you have questions, I know the last show we did a whole Q&A, but keep sending them. And if it's not a question, but hey, thank you, you're inspiring me, I'm doing it too, let me know that.
So
but
what kind of progress are you seeing?
Well, I really got serious about the Isagenix as a program. Learned a little more about it. I've always kind of dabbled in it to lose weight, but really taking Crystal's advice on the nutrition benefits of it. I'm got my vitamins going every morning. Clothes are fitting better. I've definitely dropped some weight, which was the intention. Skin looks amazing. So, when you're putting all this health and nutrition, it looks good. I feel better. I just do. I don't have that sluggish energy. We're talking about these long days, and I'm getting through them.
Yeah.
I'm pushing through these. A really amazing thing, I'm cooking dinner almost every night. There's no more fast food.
Wait. Was that I? Is that the correct pronoun?
No.
Thank you.
No.
If I can get called out. Just make sure the correct pronoun's in place.
Okay.
There.
The house, the kitchen, there's food being cooked every single night. Healthy food,
yes,
salads, broccoli, chicken, and the kids are eating healthy. Everybody in the house is eating, and there's meal planning.
Right. Well, at the grocery store, that's one of the things you and I did last week. We actually went physically to the grocery store with a list in
together.
place.
We have never done that. We've been together almost 2.5 years, and we are infamous for what's for dinner tonight. How fast can we throw something on the table?
Run and grab a loaf of bread. Run and grab.
What can I grab?
Beef,
no, we prepped it. We had a list. We planned out a whole week, and that week has rolled into this week. And it has been healthy meals on the table with the kids every night. I'm so life-changing. Again, the kids are happier. We're all sitting down as a family.
I was going to say it's mealtime together as well.
It's so nice.
Yes.
Yeah, no matter who's in the house. Mm-hmm. We've had other people join us. Come on.
Sure.
It's mealtime.
Grab a plate. Let's go.
So anyway, that has all been the benefit of this series for us. Mm-hmm. But besides that, I'm going to turn this on to you because this was really eye-opening to me. And when I talk about the series that we've been doing, I thought this was going to be a women's series. But it was just as impactful for you. And there are men in the studio with us right now that it was impactful for them too. So all the listeners, right? I put you in the hot seat because you are, but talk to us.
Yes.
What are the changes that you have made in your life?
There's several. I feel like I have that little devil sitting on a shoulder saying, get that Coke, get that sweet tea. And on the other side, an angel saying, no, don't do it. So food choices, ordering, as I said, sweet tea, which was my big vice, the sodas, all those kinds of things. Maybe once in a while I'll get it, but I'm not getting it every time. I'm doing a lot of water with meals. I'm sleeping much better, partially because I've changed the bedtime habits, like Crystal talked about. A lot less TV, a lot more reading, getting in the bed at a reasonable time. And at that point, your body starts to shut down and realize it's time to rest. Things like clothes are fitting better. It's truly a transition already. I'm doing the Isagenix with you. I'm doing the vitamins every day.
You are.
I'm doing
taking your shakes to work,
exactly.
have your healthy snacks. I give you props. I mean, you really took this and ran with it, and I'm proud of you. For those of you listening, there is pouting. Okay,
you don't pout that much.
You pout. He was a soda addict, and that night we went to the grocery store. He kept trying to push the cart to the soda aisle. I was like, no. And he'll try to order a Coke, and I give him that evil eye. But I know he sneaks them. I do know he sneaks them. But it's not as much. Where you were drinking 2 and 3 glasses of sweet tea at every lunch, a Coke with dinner, very little water. That is if you have one now and then, we understand. That is your vice, right? Mm-hmm. You love a good Coca-Cola. But no, I am proud of you. And the sleeping, that was huge because you have high blood pressure. We've talked about that on the show. You've had it since you were a kid. It's hereditary for you. And not sleeping, I've just thought the stress that would be putting on your heart. And you're doing so good. I'm really proud of you. You're getting at least 7 hours a night where you used to get 3.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4.
Maybe 4 on a good night. That's a nap. That is not a night's sleep. Well,
yeah.
Hey, he does snore like that.
That's our producer. He's snoring live right now into the microphone.
Anyway, so it's good. I hope everyone listening, you're taking what Derek is saying it's working for both of us. It's working for our family. So we have a lot more to cover today.
Yeah. Well, one last thing. You know,
What?
it's that attorney side. I'm
What?
very competitive.
Oh, I hate it.
Very
I know.
competitive.
If you beat me at something.
Well, so when it's a challenge like that and getting through isogenics and the weight loss and all those
are
health
we
issues.
in a competition?
It's a non-spoken competition.
I didn't know.
Because I want to win, but I better not win. That's the thing.
Are we in a competition?
No, of course not. I wouldn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's on now, pal.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
All right. I'm going to put something
Well, let's
fattening in
move
your
on.
shakes. It's on. Yeah. All right.
Let's move on. Now I'm going to go back now to the next part of this health and wellness
Yes,
series. And
let's get there.
I know when you want to talk about something new today, so I'm going to turn it over to you to kind of set up what today's
Here we
show's
go.
about.
All right. I have said in a previous show, health and wellness are a complete mind, body, soul connection. You can be extremely fit, and if you aren't healthy mentally or emotionally, you are still suffering. You have to hit all three of those points to truly be in that state of pure health and wellness.
Sure,
and it's
sure.
hard to keep it, right? This is a daily choice and for some a daily struggle. But on the flip side, you can be very overweight and seemingly very healthy emotionally, but chances are you're more than likely going to have some health concerns that affect you in the future.
Sure.
So today, we've covered a lot about nutrition, portion control, exercise, breaking down labels, the role genetics play, tons more. If you've missed those shows, I urge you to go back and listen. The information is life-changing. But today, we are going to focus on the mind connection to health and wellness. We've done the body. We are extremely honored to have a very esteemed guest in the studio with us today. She is here to help us with this discussion. She is Mrs. Universe North America 2019 and the founder of the Drab to Fab Life, Miss Lisa Mohajay. Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, well, Lisa, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here.
And Lisa, welcome to the show. I have to say we're all very honored to have you here with us today.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
Thank you.
to
I
have
feel
you
the
in
same.
studio.
And you brought some of your crowns.
I
and I know when you
did.
talk about your story, you're going to tell us all about it. But
Yes.
as a girl, they're so pretty and glitzy. I was
Well-
so excited when she brought them. Yes.
Yeah, everybody was watching as she walked through with them too. Did you
Oh,
notice
I'm
that?
sure. I bet. All right, Lisa and we had the privilege of meeting through the Best Self magazine platform back in 2019. So you were involved in the magazine in 2018,
Yes,
correct? And
yes.
you were one of the winners. Talk about that.
I was the Inspiration Award winner for 2018. So.
Well, and that's why you're here today, is
Thank you.
because you're going to help inspire all of our listeners
Can I
with your
interject for
story.
a second?
Please,
Tell us a little
please.
about what was the criteria for the inspirational winner. You said that was the title you got?
Yes, the 2018 Inspiration Award winner, and it was basically all of the entries really based off of my story. So making sure philanthropy was a big piece of it, and my story, which I don't want to share too much right now because
Yeah,
I'm
we're
going
gonna
to share
get
it here
into
in
that.
just
Yeah,
a minute.
we're gonna
but that was a
jump
big
in.
piece of it. So.
Okay.
Well, good. Well, I was involved in the magazine in 2019, so I came in the year after you. So I was in the top 15 over 40 and fabulous in Atlanta. And so you're nominated, and then it goes to a top 40, and from that top 40, you get voted. And so anyway, we were both amazing, honored, and I mean, what a platform that is. So that's originally how we met. You were actually at my photo shoot because you were part of the alumni.
Yes.
So that was the first day we met, and I will never forget. You had this stunning pink dress on, and you were against the window, and Dan was working on your not working on your photos, but he was taking your photos rather. As we were kind of prepping in hair and makeup. And I was like, oh my God, there she is. Woo! So you're here today. Now, I am connected to you through the Best Self magazine platform, but I'm connected to you on social media. And on social media, I've followed your story. You're very open about sharing your story, and your story is your journey, and it's extremely inspirational. And I love that you won an award for it. So I really felt like today was the right time to bring you on the show and share this with our listeners. So we're talking about mind-body connection to health and wellness. You have this amazing story, so I want to turn it over to you. I want you to start from the beginning. Give it all to us. Where does this start, and how did you end up founding your own business and winning Mrs. Universe North America?
Well, it all began in one day. No, just kidding. I'll just start with, I've basically always struggled with my weight. And with that has come low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and just trying to figure it all out. I would try to work out for a little while, even though I didn't really know what that looked like, or I would try to eat clean, and maybe that meant going to Dairy Queen or wherever and pouring on, the ranch dressing and candied pecans and cheese and things like that. So I didn't really know how to eat healthy, and it really wasn't until I did both fitness and nutrition that the weight started to come off. But I found myself at my heaviest point, which was about 60 pounds heavier than I am today. And like I said, I've always struggled with my weight my whole life. I went to college. Most people gain freshman 15?
Yes.
Or COVID 15?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Quarantine 15.
My math isn't great, but that's 30 right
yes,
there.
Yes. So for me, it was kind of the opposite. I was extremely homesick and just walked and kept going to the gym. And so kind of for the first time in my life, I felt really fit. I felt really good about myself. And I ended up getting pregnant, having my daughter at a very young age. She and I ended up living in public housing on public aid, which is probably a whole other episode.
Sure.
But right after I had her, I felt really good. Even though I had a C-section, I was at the pool, I was young, I was having fun. And then I found myself in a very unhealthy relationship. And that led to depression, and that led to weight gain.
So I'm going to stop you right here and put some of this in a time frame. So you were talking about feeling overweight, the 60 pounds heavier. About what age were you when you went through that?
I would say I was probably at that point about 23.
Okay. And then getting healthy and starting to do that. Take us to that. So 23 and on, maybe 25.
Yes, definitely my early 20s.
Early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Daughter was born. So then you're in an unhealthy relationship. All right. So I'm going to let you go back to them with the depression.
Yes. So I was in an unhealthy marriage and, working full time. It was like I was getting up, getting my daughter ready for school, taking her to school, going to work. I worked as a secretary in a corn refinery plant in Central Illinois. Anybody from Central Illinois watching? Hello. But worked at a corn refinery plant as a secretary. And then it was like I would, same thing, come home, pick up my daughter, would literally go to eat whatever, fried pork chops,
Sure.
Pizza, like what you said, just if you don't have good foods at home, you're trying to figure out what's the fastest thing I can get. And typically when you're depressed, you tend to opt for fast food, processed foods, things that aren't good for you.
Comfort foods.
Comfort
Oh,
food.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody depressed. I shouldn't say nobody, but I don't want to eat a salad if I'm having a bad day. Right. I want some mac and cheese.
Eat early, eat often.
Yeah.
Give me those
Anytime
french
Ice
fries.
cream.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge thing in our society is eating for comfort and eating for, we've talked about this, being single moms and sitting in that time in our life, eating just for the sake of throwing something on the table. Mm-hmm. So I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah. So I would do that and then literally just go to bed by 8 because I was like, I just really don't want to be awake right now. I would much rather just go to bed and enjoy my sleep. So, and then of course with that, that's when the weight really started to come back on.
So you did end up gaining the weight back? Or
yes.
some?
Yeah. Well, that was leading up to my big weight gain.
Okay.
So at that point, when I made the decision to do something different about it, and there was a couple of different things that really led me to that point. I know a lot of people want to know, well, what made you come to that decision? What was that conclusion? And for me, it's for everyone, it's a phase, right? You just don't wake up one day and decide, oh, I'm going to lose all the weight, or I'm going to go, start a new career, or I'm going to go do whatever, your XYZ. It's a phase of things that have happened over time that get you to the point where you're like, okay, enough is enough. So for me, there was just a couple of them. And I remember very specifically shopping with my mom. I think we were at Sears, and I can picture the outfit and everything. It was like these linen green pants and this sweater. And I was in the dressing room, and the pants were elastic waistbands.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I'm like 23, 24 years old. I'm like, this is not cool. Like, what is this? And I remember my mom was like, oh, well, you know, it's probably just made different. Different brands are made different.
Moms can be so sweet.
And I was like, I don't think so. Something's not right that. And then I think the really the last determining factor was, again, my mom. She loved to take photos. I hated to take pictures. I hated to see pictures of myself, hated to look in the mirror. But, you know, Mom wanted a picture, so I took a picture with my brother, and I was on New Year's Eve, and I saw that picture, and I was like, who is that? Like, I used to always joke that my face looked like a watermelon, but since watermelons are oblong, I will say a cantaloupe. My face looked like a cantaloupe. And from that moment, it was like, okay, it's time to get myself together and get this under control.
And this is still mid-20s, roughly.
Yes, yeah.
So go into I'm getting tongue-tied. I got so many questions. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hanging on every word you're saying. I don't even know where to start. Okay. We've got the weight on, the pants. I mean, I'm just probably like everyone sitting here listening, we've all had those moments, right? And I think we all want that weight loss to be, I'm going to wake up on Monday morning, and today it's gone. I'm done. I'm going to eat whatever I want this weekend, and it never happens. Right. It never happens. We've talked about that, and even in a past show in this series, saying how gradual it is, because it's truly a lifestyle change. So what is the next step? So you make the decision. It's New Year's Eve, and do you still have that picture today?
I do.
As a reference?
Yeah,
I'm sure you've got to keep that. So what's the next step, right? Take us to what were those steps that you did to really get control of your life? Mm-hmm.
So, like I mentioned before, I would always try to work out, for like a week. Nothing happened. I would try to eat healthy. Nothing would happen. Maybe even try diet pills, and, you lose 5 pounds and then you gain back 10. So for me, it was following Beachbody programs. So I would get up at 5:30 in the morning, go downstairs, pop in my VHS. Yes, I'm dating myself. Would work out before work. And then I also got my nutrition under control, because they really do go hand in hand. I think some people think they can work out and eat whatever they want. Or, realistically, you probably could just eat healthy and still lose weight. But to get the ultimate results and, not just physical, not on the outward appearance, but internally, you do need to do fitness and nutrition. And so that was it. I got up every single day, and sometimes I would lose 5 pounds a week, or maybe it was 2 pounds or 0.5, but it was enough to just keep me going and just show up every day. I think I lost 38 pounds the first 4 months.
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
That's a lot.
Incredible. Thank you.
And I can only imagine how you felt, right? The weight's coming off, you're getting up, you now have control of your life. Mentally, where were you in that place?
Mm-hmm. So, I just remember it takes a while when your body transforms like that. It takes a while for your mindset and your confidence and how you see yourself to transform as well. So, it's like you look in the mirror and you see, like, physically you're changing, but sometimes on the inside you're still saying, like, yeah, you're still overweight. You're still not there yet.
Is there fear that you can slip?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you have a bad weekend, or a drive-through, or is it is it
the
there that it's
never
always
disappear? That's the
right
problem.
around the corner?
Those cravings. I
exactly.
love all that good stuff.
Taco Bell, among all the others.
Right.
Yeah.
You drive by and it's screaming at you.
Yeah.
The hot now at Krispy Kreme.
Yeah. So I would say that fear is. It was there for quite a while, but now knowing that, okay, this is my lifestyle, the weight didn't come off overnight, it's not going to come back on overnight. So even though, I'm not 100% right now, just with everything going on, I'm still in a really good spot. And I know, like, it's okay to have that cookie, or it's okay to possibly miss a workout. Like, the weight isn't going to come back on. And if it does, it's a couple pounds, I can get right back on track again.
That's great. That's absolutely motivating too, to hear all that. So the weight loss, is that really the catalyst for your business and in your ventures that you're into?
It definitely played a huge role in that. So, like I said, I was in a very unhealthy marriage, and I was in the process of going through a divorce. And working as a secretary in a corn refinery plant, as you can imagine, you don't make a whole lot of money. So,
I've never been to a corn refinery plant.
oh man, you are missing
when I go to
out.
Illinois, I will be finding one.
Yes, cornfields and soybeans. That's where we're at. So yeah, I was really just in a spot where it was like I had to do something different because I was coming home from work and the power was off or the water was off, and having to tell your daughter like why she couldn't take a shower or why there was no power. It was like I was really looking for an opportunity, and I had watched all the other home-based businesses, and they're all awesome. I'm not knocking anything else out, but the thing with Beachbody is a very low startup cost, and there was no parties. So I didn't have to have inventory. I didn't have to, take more time away from my daughter. And I already loved the products. So it was really just kind of a no-brainer to go with that.
Sure. Well, you've mentioned Beachbody a few times. So I'm trying to make sure I understand this. So what is Beachbody, and how's that different from Isogenics? Or what's the difference, the big difference between the two?
Right. So Beachbody, basically, I'm an affiliate with Beachbody. So that's what I run through my Drab to Fab Life business. Beachbody's actually been around for 20 years. It was founded on the beach.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it was founded on the beach. And there's over 1,400 different workouts that are available to be streamed online from your laptop, computer, cell phone, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, you name it. We are in the U.S., the UK, Canada, and France.
So can you do, like for me, I love yoga, I love Pilates. Are the workouts anything? I mean, you can kind of log on or pick if one day I want to do a HIIT training and one day I want to do Pilates.
Right.
You have variety?
Yes, and there's literally actually something for everyone. Yoga, Pilates, boxing, bar. We actually just launched a meditation app inside of our existing app. So there's literally something for everyone, including complete nutrition plans.
There's kids. You've sent me the kids
Kids,
workout.
yes.
I've done some of those with my daughter, especially trying to work for her, and that's a whole nother story. Talking about the diabetes for her. We're not going to get into that. But yes, the workouts, and they were fabulous.
Yes,
So
yeah.
even people listening, learning about this, because I really didn't know. We're
I
on a
didn't know
different
anything about
platform
it. I
because
really
we just
didn't.
do the nutrition. But all right, so how does the nutrition play into Beachbody?
So each workout has its own specific nutrition plan, and then we do have two signature nutrition programs. So we have one that's more mindset based, where there's really not counting any calories or anything like that. And then there's another one that's based on portion control and balance, and you're still not counting calories or weighing your foods or anything. You can still have that cookie, you can still have wine, you can still have cheese. It's just all portion control and balance.
So you mentioned the Drab to Fab Life. I know you're the founder of that, and it ties into Beachbody. Elaborate a little more. What is the Drab to Fab Life? What have you created?
Yeah, so the Drab to Fab Life is really just inspiring other women, mentoring them, coaching them from sharing my own personal story of, starting this business, when like I mentioned, I filed for divorce, ended up filing for bankruptcy, and then building this pretty successful business online. So it's mentoring, helping women lose weight, get control of their lives, and, just make their dreams possible.
I love that. And at the end, we're going to tell everyone listening, if you're interested and you want that coaching, we're going to turn it over to you in just a second to tell everyone how they can find you. Before we do, I want to hear about your diet. So tell me, walk me through a day in a life of Lisa and what you eat and your nutrition.
You want a good day?
Yes.
Or
The textbook day.
No, I want honesty. We want
Right.
100%,
Right,
right?
right.
Give me any day that you want.
You
right?
can answer
What's
that two ways. You can give the scripted answer.
Right.
This is what I should do. And
Right.
I'm sure for the most part, I have no doubt you stick to that. But
Right.
I'm sure there are times when you deviate. You mentioned having that cookie occasionally.
Yes. And I do believe in having like an 80% diet, right? So some of the things that I do consistently is I do juice. So I get up every day. I try to make it in 3 days at a time because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I do juice every day. I drink we have a shake also with Beachbody, so I do that. But I really eat a lot of whole foods. I try to avoid processed foods at all costs. Same thing with sugars. but I have the same thing for breakfast every day. I have oatmeal, eggs. Today I had eggs with feta cheese, spinach, and oatmeal. Of course, coffee. Coffee's good for you,
yes.
right? Right?
Yes. Can't give up the coffee.
Yeah. And then it just depends throughout the day. I might have like a salad. I'm really big on having foods prepared or foods that are convenience. Like you said earlier about like if you don't have anything at home, it's like, okay, well, what am I going to eat? So I have a lot of pre-cooked chicken ready to go. We actually just moved and I found like, I don't know, 20 packets of tuna and 10 cans of beans. I'm like, tuna and beans? Really?
Well, you're ready for the apocalypse.
Yeah, I was
okay?
going to say, the zombies come knocking, you're okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I
or
got
a fabulous food pantry if they need it. Either one. I don't know.
Right, I might throw those cans of beans at him. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might work.
Oh,
I want to ask you about the workouts. We talked
Okay.
about it briefly, but how long is a typical workout program? Is it 30 minutes, 45, an hour? What's the standard for that?
Well, people probably remember P90X when P90X first
yeah.
came out. That was like our real big workout. And that
Intense,
was
right?
an hour. The yoga workout, I want to say, is like almost an hour and a half long. But Beachbody's really mastered it now where most workouts are only 30 minutes a day. So anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes a day and get it in, get it done, and it works.
So that goes back to a prior podcast. We've talked about the difficulty. In fact, you even had a question from a listener about the difficulty of finding time in a busy, busy day as a mom, as a dad, as a business owner, someone working a job to figure out how can I squeeze in a quick workout. So for you, typically, is that a morning routine, an afternoon, an evening? When do you generally do yours?
Two things. I'm glad that you asked that because someone just gave me that, I don't want to say excuse, but she gave me that excuse this morning. But to answer the question, I am a morning workout person. If it does not happen by noon, 3 o'clock, something like that, I've already told myself I'm not going to work out today. So it's one of the very first things I do
And it sets
in the
the tone,
morning.
right?
Yes, yep, absolutely. And then what I told my friend that said, I don't have time. I'm a mom. I've got this. I've got that. And I said, it's really important that you make yourself a priority because, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you are in poor health, if you are depressed, because fitness and nutrition play a big role in that. So if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not fully present or being the best that you can be for your family.
That is fabulous advice. And the point of this entire podcast and this entire show, you just summed it up right there. Thank you.
Mic drop.
Right.
Can we bottle that?
It's like an
and play
Oprah,
that?
like a tweet, right? That was it.
Yeah.
So talk to our listeners. You said it right there, but I'm just going to elaborate a little more. This is what you do, right? You coach, you help. So we've got listeners that they're like any average woman, right? There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of you in the world. So let's say you're sitting in a funk for one reason or another. Let's just say it's grief or weight or all these different reasons. So many people are suffering. Maybe it's clinical depression, situational depression, anxiety. We are not medical professionals. We do not claim to be, but we do have knowledge of how changing your lifestyle can help change your life. So what is if they have, again, limited time, limited resources, what is the best thing they can do?
The best thing that they can do is to schedule it just like they would anything else. Your workouts, your nutrition even. I've set alarms on my phone for when it's time to eat because we get busy and we're like, oh my gosh, I haven't eaten. And now you have all of these meals to make up. So definitely scheduling your workouts just like you would a doctor's appointment or, your kids' things. Like it is part of your daily routine.
That, meal prep, planning, exercise, all those things. And that becomes the difficulty. But I want to go back to one other thing, too. I want to talk about your charity and your philanthropy work. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm a huge advocate for Dress for Success Atlanta is one of the organizations that I firmly believe in. They help women who were in similar situations to I was, looking to get employment. They help them get dressed for success. So they get work outfits, work appropriate outfits, as well as tools to help them get prepared for interviews and resumes and all of that. I'm also an ambassador for the Pledge Campaign Against Domestic Violence, which October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Oh, okay. So that starts tomorrow.
Domestic
Violence
tomorrow.
Awareness Week. Well, wonderful. Well, you have an event that I am going to attend on December 3rd. It was supposed to be on May 20th.
Yes.
Which
Your
was
birthday.
my actual birthday. I was
Instead,
going
we
to go.
recorded a podcast that day, if you recall.
Yes, and I was going to postpone it because I was going to go to her
event.
luncheon.
Oh.
Yes, and so tell our listeners, especially those living in Atlanta, how they can attend and what the event is about.
Yeah, so we are having a Christmas tea party. This event has been rescheduled a couple of different times, and I think it's the perfect time because I love Christmas and I love a good tea party. So it is going to take place December 3rd at the Swan Coach House. You can get your tickets through my Facebook like page, which is facebook.com/Lisa Mohage. But we are going to be having tea, light hors d'oeuvres. We are partnering up with an organization called Box of Balloons in Roswell, and they help nonprofit. They help underprivileged kids have birthday parties. So yeah,
That's
gonna be
I love
awesome.
that. Well, I'm attending in any way that I can help. And with the work attire, I own a large retail store, and people love to give. They love to donate. So if there's
awesome.
any way that we can partner up and I can even do a collection out in our area, let me know. So we'll talk
Fabulous.
about that after the show. And you guys stay tuned to our social media for all these great things coming up. And if our listeners can get involved too. Before we wrap up, I want to ask, we haven't touched on it, but I'm not letting you off this podcast. Before we hear, I got to know about the pageant. How did that come into play? Have you always done pageants? Were you just interested? I mean, you won the title of Mrs. Universe North America 2019. How does this happen?
So doesn't everyone start pageantry at like 42 years old?
No, and I did them as a kid, but I'm just fascinated by this. So I
Yeah.
want you to talk a little bit about the pageant itself. And
Right.
you went to China, you competed. Go.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
So it all goes back to fitness and nutrition for me. So I found myself just getting very stagnant. I was sleeping in, I was missing workouts, I was having too many cheat meals, and I was like, I have got to do something for myself that is going to motivate me to get up in the morning and something to work towards. And I don't know about you, but there's nothing more than getting in a bathing suit on a stage.
Are you talking to her or me?
Both of you.
I've not been in a bathing suit on a stage in front of a crowd. I can say that.
I hadn't either until then. So I really had no idea what to expect. Honestly, it wasn't something that I had always dreamed of. I grew up as that girl that was overweight, chubby, curly hair, glasses, and it was just something that I decided I was just going to do one time. And I really just fell in love with being able to have it's more than just putting on the fancy dresses and getting your hair and makeup done, which I love all of those things, but you also get to use your voice for your platform. And for me, that was Dress for Success, and also now the Pledge campaign. So it was like I did my first one. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do one more because I didn't win my first one. And I did it. I did a second one. And then the third one, I did win that title. And it's Transcontinental Pageants. It was founded by Sabrina Pinion. And I won. And
Wow,
yeah,
congrats.
Yeah.
It's
And
so-
no idea that, okay, it would go on. It qualified me to participate in Mrs. Universe, which was in China last year. I got out of China on New Year's Day is when I
Wow.
came home. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I took my daughter to China with me. So it was just a really incredible experience, not only the pageant, but to be able to share that with my daughter
Oh,
and that experience as
absolutely.
well. So
I can't imagine as a young girl seeing your mom up on
Right,
that stage.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it's got to be life changing for both of
Thrilling
you.
for
So
her.
I commend
Yeah.
you. I'm proud of
Thank you.
All the things. Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey with all of us and all of our listeners. It has been an honor to have you here, and I look forward to you coming back as a guest. And I look forward to watching and being a part of all the wonderful things that you are doing. So I was going to set it up to let you tell everyone who's listening how can they find you if they want to join the Drab to Fab, if they want to come to the tea party. Tell everybody how to find Lisa.
yay, awesome. And thank you guys so much for having me on here. I really appreciate it, and it's been a blast. So definitely connect with me on social media. I'm pretty much on all outlets: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn.
Can you spell it?
Yes.
Because I want to make sure everybody gets the correct spelling, because that's the way to find you.
Yes, thank you. So it's Lisa, and then my last name is M as in Mary, Ohager. And even if you Google Drab to Fab Life, it's going to pull up. I've taken over Google as well. So.
Okay, good.
That's
You're at
terrific.
the top
Right,
of the
right.
Google.
Yes, yeah.
So the website, what is the website?
It's my name. So
Okay.
I have multiple websites, but you can go to lisamohager.com. And then my Beachbody website is drabtofablife.com. So
Easy enough.
Yeah, easy
all the
enough.
ways to
Yeah.
find you. Okay.
And with the podcast, you can we'll have the links there as well. But also, too, there'll be some photographs along with the podcast that you can look on Status Life with Leta and see the photographs of Lisa and her crown.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
and Leta and her
Oh.
crown.
Woo! I get to wear
Wow.
one too. Yeah.
That's great.
Hey, I was Miss Firecracker when I was 10. Okay, I won
Love
something.
it.
So
once.
where's that
Love
crown?
it.
I want the firecracker crown.
I don't know where that crown is, but anyway.
You need to make her a new one.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
So.
Miss
We'll be
Firecracker.
putting some firecrackers together and
Yeah.
make a crown out
Yeah.
of it.
I sort
guess.
of won it by default because I was runner-up, and the winner couldn't do the 4th of July parade, so I became
Oh.
Miss
So what age are we
Firecracker.
talking here?
I was young, 10, 11, maybe 12.
So what happened to the 10 or 11-year-old girl that won it?
I just,
She conveniently wasn't able to perform?
I don't know.
Aw.
I didn't take her out, if that's what you mean.
What happened?
I know how
I don't know. I got a
know how
call.
competitive you are.
I got a call, and they said, "You're now Miss Firecracker. Congrats! Find a convertible. You got to do the
Aw.
parade." So, ta-da! I was in. So,
Fun.
anyways, so
Well, I don't think she heard that. Well, we need to hear that again. That's an actual recording
Yeah.
of the Miss
I know.
Firecracker pageant. Well, one thing I want to say before we go is you've had many guests, many incredible women that have come and been guests on her show. And the saying that I've used before is empowered women empower women. And you clearly are empowering many other women with what you do on your
Thank you.
platforms.
Thank
And that's
you.
incredible. And likewise, Leta, you do the same thing. All the things that you do, you both are absolutely deserving of the over fabulous and 40. I'm not looking for brownie points. I'm just pointing out the obvious. So that was an honor as well for you and all your other friends that have been in that. So it's great to meet you and do this together and learn more about your platforms. So Leta, I'm going to turn it to you. Let's hear about your social media. Your
okay,
website.
how to find Status Life with Leta? That is the website. There's one site, Status Home Design. Everything that makes up Status, including myself, the blog, the podcast, the e-commerce store, the retail store, and the interior design firm. That is a mouthful, but it is all there. It is on statushomedesign.com. Again, all the social media accounts, you can go to Facebook, Status Life with Leta. That's probably the number one place that I get direct messages. People send me Messenger from there with question and comments. I'm on Instagram. What is it? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, right? Status
Yeah,
Life with
all
Leta.
the
It's
stuff,
all
right.
there. So you can, I think you can Google Status, and I come right to the top.
Yeah,
because
the
there's
Status
so many.
Market,
Yes.
the live sales. I always like to bring that back up because the live sales are phenomenal. And if
They're
anybody's
fun.
not been able
Tuesday
to
night.
catch that, right, Tuesday night, 8:30, go to the Facebook page for the Status Market and watch the live sales because the merchandise is flying out of the store.
It
right?
is. Yeah.
I know it's tough to keep that
We're
stuff
keeping
stocked,
it tough to keep it stocked.
Well, thank you everyone again so much for joining us on Status Life with Leta, presented by Status Home Design and the law office of Derek M. Hayes. Don't forget that you can enjoy any of our episodes anytime by visiting businessradiox.com, selecting the Gwinnett Studio, and then clicking on Status Life with Leta. This program is also available on your favorite podcast app. Until next time, for Leta Brooks, I'm Derek Hayes, and you've been listening to Status Life with Leta on Business Radio X.